What's up, y'all? Let's do this. Oh, hi guys, welcome to Nikki's World. I'm Nikki, your host, and today we gotta talk about this school nurse by the name of Kathleen Hartford. She got fired from the Hartford public school system in Hartford, Connecticut because she exposed how the teachers were helping these kids get on hormones, puberty blockers, and hiding the kids' like transgenderism from their parents. And how the school board and the superintendent over there kicked her out. But before we go any further, guys, if you guys love Nikki's World so much, please consider donating a cup of coffee for me, because for a price of a cup of coffee at Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts, you guys help keep this podcast show alive. You guys help me curate more stories, more topics like this to talk about. I do accept Bitcoin donations. I'm also on Locals, guys, if you guys want to support and sponsor this podcast show. If you guys love Nikki's World so much, please hit that like, subscribe. Please give me a review, good, bad, and the ugly. And before we get this show on the road, literally, guys, if you guys love this episode and any of my other episodes on Nikki's World, please consider sharing this across all the social media platforms that are out there today. Hey guys, it's Friday. You know what that means. You know what I mean? It's another day on the job, another day at work, trying to make money, pay my bills. You know what I mean? Trying to exist and all this shit. But today, guys, I really want to hone on this. I really need to talk about this topic. This came across my social media feed on the Daily Mail, on the UK Daily Mail, which is a news organization in the UK, guys. This came about in my feed today, and boy, is it a doozy, guys. It's a doozy. There's a school nurse in one of the Hartford, Connecticut magnet schools, and the school nurse's name is by Kathleen Hartford. She's 74 years old. She got fired from the Hartford school system because she exposed how these teachers were helping these kids who are transgenderism, helping these kids get on hormones, get on puberty blockers, and even prescribing it. And they were doing this all behind the backs of the parents without the parents' knowledge. That, to me, right there, is child abuse on a grand scale. And for the superintendent of the Hartford public school systems to fire the school nurse for exposing this instead of investigating this? Because this is potential child abuse right here. That she got fired for exposing this, and the superintendent wanted to get rid of her for exposing it. That right there is why we need whistleblower protection laws. We need people who will be protected if they blow the whistle on shit like this. Teachers who do this kind of shit, and I've said this on my podcast shows, guys, and y'all can go look back on it, that any teacher who knowingly teaches LGBTQ lifestyle, LGBTQ fetish, kink, and all this shit to kids without the express consent or permission of a parent should be fucking arrested right there on the spot. Hartford PD or the Connecticut State Police should be investigating this immediately. I don't care who you are, what you identify with, or what your politics is, but doing that to a kid? Oh, fuck no. That's child abuse, in my opinion. That is child abuse, no matter how you call it, no matter how you slice it, no matter what you think of it is. That's child abuse. If you're impairing the morals of a minor by saying the kid should have SRS, hormones, surgery, and all this shit, that's child abuse to me. That is child abuse, no matter how you call it, no matter how you fucking cut it. That is basically child abuse. And I can't stand for that. I won't. I understand if you want to teach LGBTQ politics and LGBTQ lifestyle and helping LGBTQ when they're in college, but this is elementary school, middle school, high school. No. That should be banned, period. That should be criminalized, period. Any teacher that wants to teach this shit should be arrested right there on the spot, be treated like a pedophile, and basically be thrown in prison. And then have their license to teach stripped from them. Have it revoked immediately. And at the same time, be banned from ever stepping foot on school grounds for the rest of their life. Pretty much. The left, for some reason, thinks that your kids are their fucking property. They think that your children belong to them. Oh, fuck, they don't, dude. They don't belong to your kid. They don't belong to you. And the left who thinks that should probably be belt whipped, pistol whipped, throat punched. Because you know why? Those are the people that should not be allowed near children, period. Those are the people that should literally be thrown in prison and never, ever let out. I don't care. I don't give a crap about your rights, your feelings, and all this shit. I don't give a flying fuck. When it comes to kids, that's off limits. That's basically fuck you, fuck no, we ain't doing this, we ain't gonna allow you to do this. That's straight up. That is straight up that way. It is. It is. And in my opinion, guys, teachers who teach, advocate, and push and promote LGBTQ lifestyle should be treated like a pedophile, should be arrested right there on the spot, should be thrown in prison, and should be never allowed to teach ever again. And if they have kids, DCF should yank their kids away from them. They should. I don't believe in allowing this to be taught in schools. In college, that's a whole other fucking matter. But in elementary, middle, and high school, fuck no. Hell no. That ain't ever gonna happen on my goddamn watch. What happened to that school nurse who exposed how teachers were helping and prescribing puberty blockers to a 11-year-old kid who says they're trans? That's fucking child abuse. That is fucking child abuse, no matter how you fucking call it. That is straight up child abuse right there. And the superintendent having the gall to fire the teacher for blowing, not the teacher, the school nurse, for blowing the whistle on this? Because they're all on, oh, we want to sexualize your kids. We want to teach your kids about LGBTQ queerness. We want to help your kids get on hormones, puberty blockers, and all this shit. That superintendent should be fucking fired right there on the spot. I'd say this. The teachers that are responsible for this should be fired and arrested. The superintendent that allowed this should be fired and fucking arrested and hauled off in fucking handcuffs. Yeah, they should. They should be hauled off in handcuffs. Simple reason here, guys. It happened in your school system, under your watch. You should be held criminally responsible for this. And at the same time, that school nurse that blew the whistle on this should be compensated. Should be basically given back her job. You know what I mean? Should be told like this: we're sorry we did this to you. We apologize. Yes, what we did is wrong. What the teachers did is wrong. Ho 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 ho. And if this had to rise to a level where even the UK Daily Mail was exposing this, then you know something is really going on here, okay? If this had to rise to this level, I guarantee you, man, there's something more shady going on in that school system, especially in that magnet school. There's something so shady that it should warrant a DCF investigation. It should warrant a state police investigation. It should. If there's something that wrong, that shady going on, there should be a criminal investigation going on here. There should be. I say this, guys. I'm calling on the Connecticut State Police, Hartford PD, to investigate this. I demand an investigation into this. How the fuck are you going to allow teachers to push LGBTQ queer lifestyle fetish, help kids get on hormones, puberty blockers, even like withholding that information from the parents? How are they fucking allowing this shit is beyond me. How the fuck are they allowing this? Are they okay with this? It's beyond me. And you know what, guys? I did one step further. I fired off 2 emails to my state legislators. I even sent the article to my legislators. I'm going to be waiting for a response, whether the state does an investigation into this. Because this is wrong. This is, I don't care what your politics are. I don't care if you're pro-LGBTQ, queer, trans, or whatever. But you don't do that to kids. You take that off school grounds at home. But if you're going to do that to kids, fuck no, man. Fuck no. That's child abuse. That's literally child abuse. That is literally abusing kids, impairing their morals, and basically like perverting the kids. That's all these teachers are doing. And these teachers that are doing it thinking, oh, we're doing this for the greater good. We're doing this to help kids be their best. We're doing this because kids want to be LGBTQ queer crap shit. Yeah. No. You're doing this because you want to sexualize kids. You want to pervert the kids. You want to basically make these kids confused. You want to make these kids feel like, oh, what the hell's going on? What the hell is going on? You want to make these kids feel like they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Pretty much, guys. Pretty much. And any parent and any teacher that does this behind the backs of the parents, I don't give a flying fuck who you are, what race, what sex, what gender, what nationality, what you identify and call yourself as. I don't give a flying fuck. But if we find out you're the one that's doing this, you should be arrested. You should be canceled. You should be run out of this fucking country. For all I care. You should. Because this is where we're drawing the red line in society. This is where people on the conservative, libertarians, independents are drawing the red line. Okay? This is what we're saying. Yeah, we're all fine and okay about people wanting to be LGBTQ and all this. But when you want to push this on kids, fuck you. Fuck off. We ain't doing this. We ain't allowing this. In fact, we ain't cool with this. We ain't. And that school nurse that exposed it, that school nurse by the name of Kathleen Hartford, she's a hero. She's a hero in my book. She's a hero in conservative circles that helped expose this shit. She's a hero. She's a hero. The left is demonizing her and trying to get her canceled, trying to get her license, her nursing license suspended. Well, if I were Kathleen Hartford, I'd say I'm retired. I'm done. I'm retired. I don't want to deal with your bullshit. I would retire straight out. But I'd say this. What Kathleen Hartford did, she's a hero in my book. She deserves whistleblower protection because what the school board did, what the Hartford school system did, was basically nothing but retaliation and covering up for the fact that they are sexualizing kids, that they are enabling teachers to sexualize these kids, prescribe hormones, puberty blockers to these kids. Fuck no. And the fact of the matter is, these teachers aren't medical professionals. These teachers aren't like doctors, endocrinologists. And the fuck they think that they want to do this because they think that, oh, we're being pro LGBTQ queer, we're helping trans kids feel normal and all this. No, you're not. You're abusing them, and that's child abuse in my fucking book. That's abuse, no matter how you fucking call it, no matter how you fucking slice it. I don't care if you think that that's being great or that's promoting your woke social justice activism shit. No, that's child abuse. That's child abuse, and in my opinion, you should be arrested. You should be thrown in prison. You should be hauled off in handcuffs. That's how I look at it. Y'all should be hauled off in prison handcuffs. Be made to wear a khaki jumpsuit or an orange jumpsuit and then be hauled off. You know? Pretty much, man. I tell you, this is why I am all against promoting LGBTQ queer lifestyle to kids, especially from K to 12. I am all dead set against it. I am all dead set against it. That is child abuse. That is, practically speaking, guys, that is abuse on a global grand scale. That is abusive. And how the fuck they think that that's okay makes me mad, makes me angry, makes me mean, makes me upset that we're seeing this going on in schools, and these teachers who are pro LGBTQ queer crap shit. Fuck you. Fuck you. I say it like this. I'm going to give the conservative solution to this. If these teachers are so much pro LGBTQ queer and they want to teach LGBTQ centered school, then why aren't they starting their own goddamn charter school? Why? Why do your shit? Why promote your activism, your lifestyle, your fetish, your kink in public school on taxpayers' dime? Why? If you wanted to do this shit, and if you wanted to start an LGBTQ-centered school, why don't you start your own charter school? Why don't you start your own private school that centers around that? Why don't you? Oh, wait, because you want to do it on the unknowing. You want to do it on the backs of the taxpayers because you think the taxpayers are dumb and they're not going to see that you're doing this shit. Think again, asshole. Think again, motherfucker. We see it. We know it. It's in the age of social media. People are watching this very carefully. People are noticing it. And you know what? It's getting posted. And it's kind of funny. They all like to say, "Oh, we hate the Florida law because it says you can't say gay." But then you go on the libs of TikTok where they show off saying and teaching all the gay, queer shit. You know what I mean? And it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. You get these people who so much says, oh, you can't teach like LGBTQ queer stuff. Oh, that's mean. That's saying you guys can't say gay. But then when they say it on TikTok all the time, which is public and everybody sees it, it's like, it's kind of funny. You demonize Ron DeSantis for writing a bill that purportedly says that you can't say gay, but it doesn't say explicitly in the bill. But then you go on TikTok saying, oh, we teach kids about LGBTQ. We teach kids about pronouns, transgenderism, hormones. We teach kids about boys can wear dresses, girls can wear whatever they want. And then they get the nerve and upset that we're exposing them for doing the thing that they're doing. I fucking never understand how fucking stupid and retarded like Democrats, liberals, socialists, and communists are. Never understand it. Never. I mean, if someone could help me explain it, I'd be more happy to hear it. I would. I would be more happy to hear it. But it's quite really funny, man. It is, man. It is. It's quite funny when you have these people who say, "Oh, we're not sexualizing kids. We're not perverting kids. We're not like doing this and this and this. We're upset that there's a bill in Florida that says that we can't say gay," but then they go on the libs of TikTok, libs of TikTok, like exposes these people that are saying the stuff that we're exposing them saying. I don't know, man. I do not fucking know what to say about these people, man. I do not know, man. It's funny how they demonize us for a bill that doesn't exist. But then they go on TikTok saying, "Oh, it's a bill about we can't say gay." But then you got these teachers on TikTok going online saying, "Oh, we teach gay stuff to kids. We say gay all the time." And then the libs of TikTok exposes them for this, and I'm like, for real, dude? For real? Are you fucking for real? But this is a sentiment of what's going on in this country here, guys. You have teachers in this country who are sexualizing kids, who are perverting kids, who are indoctrinating kids in the LGBTQ, queer, whatnot. And you have teachers who are trying to say, like, "Oh, we're not doing this," but then they're actually doing it. And then they demonize us for highlighting and exposing that they're doing it and saying they're not doing it, but when that they're actually doing it. You get where I'm getting here? You get where I'm going here, guys? It's like the left, big tech, and big media demonize us when we expose them for teaching LGBTQ queer lifestyle. You know, when we expose them for them teaching it. But they get upset when we expose them, but when they do it, it's normal. How the fuck does this go about, man? How the fuck do these people like think this is cool? How the fuck, man? How? How the fuck? How the fuck do these people think that's cool? It amazes me. It amazes me, guys. It really does. It amazes me. In one moment, they'll say, "Oh, what y'all doing is mean because we can't say gay, and there's a bill in Florida that says we can't say gay." But then they go around on TikTok saying that, "Oh, we say gay all the time. We teach kids about LGBTQ lifestyle." Okay? But then when sites like the libs of TikTok exposes them, they get mean because we see them doing the things that we're complaining about. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. I do not know what to say anymore, guys. I don't, because this is liberal hypocrisy on a fucking grand scale. This is, man. This is liberal lunacy. You know? This is why you have laws in the state. Or they got it in, I'll give you one example. In Texas, they got a law that is being litigated out where they want the state to investigate any kid, any parent, any school who is basically harming kids in the name of LGBTQ, and then what happens? They got a court or put an injunction while they litigate it. And then you got the one in Florida where they got a bill where it's called a Parental Rights Act bill, where it prevents kids from being indoctrinated in the LGBTQ from kindergarten to third grade. And then you got a pro-LGBTQ group suing the state saying, oh, it's about not being able to say gay, but the laws, if you read the bill, it doesn't say that. But the left thinks it is. It's because the left doesn't think critically. It's because the left don't think things through. They don't understand, like, oh, this is what's going on, this is this and this and this. You know? They don't think about this. They don't see through this. They do not, for the life of me. And it boggles my mind. It does. It really does, guys. It boggles my fucking mind. And I'm not surprised, guys. I'm not surprised. This is the left that we're dealing with. This is the left who thinks that your kids are their property. Who thinks that, like, white people are racist. White people are bad people. Who think that, oh, black people are angels. They would never do this to anyone. Yeah, this is the left that we're dealing with. And this is also the left, guys. This is also the left that thinks that men can be women, women can be men. And they think that men can get pregnant. And they think that men who claim to be women should be allowed to compete in women's sports and steal all the hard work, accolades, and achievements away from them. Yeah, that's the left for you guys. That's the left. And this is why we need people like Kathleen Hartford in school systems exposing this shit. We do, man. We do. The more people see this for what it is, and the more people call out this bullshit for what it is, sooner or later, people are gonna say to their fucking legislators, fuck you, we're fed up with this shit, we don't want this shit on our kids, we don't want this shit in our school, do something about it, get rid of it. And it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. What do you think what happened in Virginia? Virginia is a clear example of how parents got fed up with school systems promoting LGBTQ queer lifestyle, and then seeing that, like, one trans kid got, like, raped two young girls, and the school system covered it up. And then you have this queer social justice mom who's pro-BLM trying to say, oh, my trans kid wouldn't do this shit. Oh, court records, criminal records, and police records say otherwise. But this is why, guys, this is why we need more people whistleblowing on this shit. We need more people exposing this shit. Because the more this gets exposed, the more people are going to wake up and say, no, fuck you. No, we're not doing this. We're not allowing you to do this. No, we're going to end this. It's like, we're done. No. And then the left thinks that, oh, you're creating a backlash against LGBTQ people. Oh, you're being mean to these people. Oh, you're denying them their civil rights. No, you know what you're doing? You're basically politicizing. You're basically perverting, and you're basically trying to pervert, indoctrinate vulnerable kids into a vulnerable lifestyle and a vulnerable fetish. That is clear, cut, dry, simple. And that is what these people are trying to do to your kids in public schools. And this is why, guys, this is why, if I were y'all as parents, I would yank your kids away from public school. I would say, don't send your kid to public school unless it's very necessary, unless it's the only option you have left. Unless you can't afford to send your kid to a private school or charter school. Okay? I would at all costs, if you can, homeschool your kid. Send them to a private school that you vetted out so well. And I would send them even to a charter school that you vetted out the teachers very well. That you've done your homework. You've done your background checks on these people. You've done your investigations on these people. I would do that. I would, in a fucking heartbeat. Okay? I would so fast. Because you know why? I wouldn't want kids to be sexualized, perverted. I wouldn't want kids to be indoctrinated in LGBTQ crap, having to be confused growing up on what sex, what gender they are. Okay? I wouldn't want that. Hell no. I know people that do want that are mentally confused. They're mentally unstable. People who think that it's okay to sexualize your kids, to pervert your kids, to try to say, oh, it's okay for them to be this, to be that, to be who they are, what they are. Yeah, dude. You're just indoctrinating these kids. And any teacher that does this should be treated like a pedophile within 2 seconds. In 2 seconds, they should be treated like a pedophile, have their licenses revoked from them, be banned from entering any school ground for the rest of their life, and then have them be forced to register as a sex offender. Simple enough. Heck, we arrest priests for doing that all the time. That should be the same for teachers. But then again, the unions will try to protect them and say, oh, no, you can't do that, this. They're union. It's like, no, fuck you. And that's also why we get rid of public sector unions. We get rid of the teachers union. I'm all for wiping out the teachers union off the planet. Get them wiped off. Get them basically wiped off the planet. Never allowed to do this shit. You know what I mean? Never allowed to have power of any kind. Never. And I would severely, guys, I would go so far as to severely have the teachers union monitored. I would have them monitored and basically put under the tightest surveillance that this country can allow. I would. Because if these teachers unions think that they're powerful, that they think that they can run roughshod over you and think that they can do whatever they want to your kids, oh, fuck you, dudes. Fuck you. Fuck you and fuck you on the horse that you fucking rode on. Because I will sit there and say, no, you won't. No, you can't. And I would say, oh, fuck you. I would say, fuck you with a passion. I would. And I would, like, basically say to these teachers, you pull this shit, strip your clothes, put your prison jumpsuit, you're going to prison. Bye. You will never see freedom as long as you breathe. Yep. I would. And I tell you this. The left loves communism so much. Here's a one fun fact. If these teachers did this in communist China, all bets are off the table here, guys. All bets are off. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if these teachers did this in communist China, oh my God, they would never be heard from ever again. They would literally be disappeared in 2 seconds or in the next heartbeat. They would disappear. Their whole family would disappear along with it. You would never hear from them. And the school principal, which is probably all handpicked by the Communist Party, they'd be like, I don't know what happened to the teacher. I don't know what happened. All I knew, they were replaced. Yeah, they were replaced because I suspect they didn't do what the party told them. And then a few years later, you find out that they were picked up by the Communist Party, and they were sent to like a detention camp or like a prison camp for it because they violated the Communist Party's laws. Yeah, guys. This is why, guys. This is why I go like this. This is why any teacher who wants to teach this shit should face prison time. They should be brought out in handcuffs. You know what I mean? I'd go so far to say throw them in prison. Throw them in jail. Period. Just get rid of them. Just throw them in jail. Kick them out. Ban them from teaching. And I would say have them locked up and never be allowed to set foot on school grounds ever again. Simple as that. And if I'm a legislator in the state of Connecticut, I would propose a bill banning the teaching of LGBTQ to elementary, middle, and high school kids, with a waiver that says only if the parents sign a letter saying it's okay to do it. Only if. And I would do it, and I would stipulate it in the same way as saying, hey, you got to get a parent's permission to take the kids on a school field trip, right? Same thing. You got to get a parent's permission to teach LGBTQ topics to kids, right? So same process. We give the control back to the parents by saying like this. Well, you want to teach. Let's say the school principal. Let's give a scenario. Let's see if y'all agree to this. Let's say Superintendent Smith or Principal Jonathan Smith of let's say Loretto Elementary School. They have a teacher that wants to teach LGBTQ history or promote that to kids. Say in elementary, and let's go further. Let's say middle school. Let's say like that. But under a proposed state law that says, well, you can't teach this in elementary, middle, and high school without the express written notarized consent of the parents. If the parents didn't consent to it, you are forbidden from teaching it. Simple as that. They would have to have the parents come into the school on that day, sit down with the principal, and sign that letter that will be put on file, and the school has to keep that for the school year. And it has to be renewed every school year. So every school year, they have to renew it and sign it. And if the parents don't sign it, you can't teach it. You can't teach it. And it has to be notarized, too. So that way in court, if it ever comes up, like say in a court case, you can say, was there a form that said that the teacher in the school is allowed to teach LGBTQ lifestyle, history, and all this stuff to the kid? Was there a form that the parent signed? And if they can't produce the form, then the school's in a lot of legal hot water. But if it was consented, and they signed that permission slip, they signed that paper saying, oh yeah, you can teach that. Here, let me sign the form and date it, and then get a notary to notarize it. Boom. Then that covers both ends, and then there's no ambiguous, like, there's no gray area, guys. I can't say that word very well, but I'll say it, the gray area. There's no gray area. It's where the lawyers will say, did you sign this slip on this day and this time? The signature's here, so you must have allowed it. Then why then are you saying that you didn't want it? Simple as that. That's how I would resolve this. You know what I mean? That's how I would end this dispute. That's how I would end this nightmare. You know what I mean? That's how I would end it, you know? I would. I really would. But anyway, guys. Anyway. I thank you guys very much for listening to Nikki's World, okay? I thank you guys for listening to me. And I just want to say this quickly before we go. I do have affiliation with Amazon. And if you guys want to support me, click on those affiliation links to Amazon. I get a cut if you join Amazon Prime, Audible, or if you want to get involved with anything in Amazon or buy stuff on Amazon. Okay? I get a cut of that. So, if you want to support me, guys, click those affiliation links below. And that's one way y'all can support me. Alright? But, like I said, guys, thanks for listening to Nikki's World. I'm Nikki, your host. And I will see y'all soon. And bye for now.